After discussing the insolation, we have to discuss about exactly the seasons cycle. So let us start discussing this. First, we can keep in mind this way: the different positions. Now here, diagrams, whatever we are drawing, they are not size proportional, they are just to explain the concept. So just if you are able to observe, this is sun. Very clear. And this we are showing the earth portion. Now keep in mind, this is the plane in which earth revolves around sun. Whereas here I am making another line that is indicating the day-night line. As it is very clear that this portion, as earth is opaque, this portion is in dark side, whereas this portion is at light side. But earth is not revolving around this axis. Instead of that, earth is revolving around this type of axis, which is making an angle of 23.5. So this is the axis of earth's rotation, we can say this way. And therefore, suppose I am considering this as day-night line, then we are getting this angle between day-night line and this axis, that is of 23.5 degree. That's why this portion, so this is the North Pole. Just imagine if earth is moving like this, then North Pole part, and particularly this part where we can say the points are 66.5 north, the latitude 66.5 north, that is not at all coming under direct sun rays. And so as we are moving away from this line towards North Pole, we are getting darkness, darkness and darkness. Whereas try to observe this portion particularly, where you will find that as this is the direction of rotation, this entire part, that means South Pole, and this particular region of 66.5 south, this is 66.5 north, from that towards the South Pole, we are getting continuously under daytime, and that's why we are having continuous day on South Pole, whereas North Pole is in continuous darkness, so night is predominant on North Pole. When this is the situation, now just imagine the extreme opposition. Now in order to make this diagram more clear, I can, okay, we are drawing here only. So opposite condition, no doubt, the earth's axis is having same angle. Say, this is the axis. Are you able to locate out? This is the axis. Now, just I am saying this is tilted like this, 23.5 to the water plane here. But when earth will move around sun, it will move in the same fashion. This is not the case that this will move like this, okay, but continuously projecting South Pole towards sun. No, this is, that's why we are making this axis that is directed continuous towards some point. Suppose I am extending out this line. This line is going to touch the pole star, which is around 300 light years away from Earth. Keep in mind, to take average distance between Sun and Earth, that is around 15 crore kilometers. The reason is that average time taken by light to travel from Sun to Earth is 8 minutes and 20 seconds. But the pole star is considerably away from us and it is taking total 300 years. So that light will travel from pole star to Earth. And so this is directed towards pole star. And so the deflection is not there. Because distance is comparatively this distance, say 15 crore plus say diameter, but keep in mind averagely we are calling, and so 15 crore plus 15 crore, this diameter is just 30 crore, whereas this distance is 300 into 365 into 24 into 60 into 60 multiplied by 3 lakh kilometers. If you are able to carry out calculation, you can do again. So that distance is very high, so we are taking this is negligible here. So North Pole is facing at same side. If you are looking from another angle, diagram can be inverted also. Now again same thing, the day line we have to keep in mind. Now this line, as we are giving here name, this is 66.5 north. Here 66.5 south. Now diagrams are not proportional, otherwise you can have a doubt that why Earth is small here and it is showing somewhat in bigger size. This is just to explain the concept. Now just look at this particular situation. This is around 22 December, where South Pole is completely facing towards day side, whereas North Pole is having dark side. That means there is winter season in North Hemisphere. Say, I am marking here equator. So this is the equator, where 0 latitude. The equator and this day line and axis, they should intersect each other in diagram, not actually. Now here we are getting the date time. Just find out here, this is equator. North side of equator we are calling as northern hemisphere, and south side of equator we are calling southern hemisphere. So in southern hemisphere there is summer, whereas in northern hemisphere there is winter. We are discussing this later. Now here we are having opposite situation. So North Pole is facing towards sun and South Pole is facing towards dark side. The situation is exactly opposite. This occurs on 21st of June, the highest summer point in northern hemisphere. Now here particularly there is no sunset on North Pole, and same way here also there is no observation of sun. Entire thing is in dark. So this is the situation. Now consider the in-between situations. Say situation number this and this, because Earth is having orbit around sun. No doubt orbit is elliptical. Not here I am showing elliptical, just we are tilting out, but orbit is elliptical. And you are aware of perihelion and aphelion position right now. What is perihelion? Peri means vicinity, close. So perihelion situation means Earth is close to sun or vice versa. Whereas aphelion position, that means sun is away from Earth. Here, keep in mind we are staying in northern hemisphere, particularly India, and majority of the nations in the world, they are situated in northern hemisphere. And we have some sort of favor because insolation depends upon distance between sun and Earth. In month of January, Earth is at perihelion position. Whereas in month of June, Earth is at aphelion position. That means total light coming from sun or total insolation. Insolation means energy receiving on Earth. The total insolation of sun, because of distance between Earth and sun, that is less in month of June. Whereas northern hemisphere is particularly facing summer season. Whereas in southern hemisphere, at that time there is winter season. Whereas in case of northern hemisphere, winter season, particularly January, is comparatively very cold, but sun is at aphelion winter season, sun is at perihelion position, and so it is giving more insolation during that. Anyway, so keep in mind, in month of December or say January, Earth is close to sun, and in month of June, Earth is away from sun. That is another reason that there is change in insolation. Now, in this particular situation, just I am not drawing, but you can able to understand. Suppose I am taking this circle like this, you will find that the Earth's south pole and north pole receiving same energy. The same daytime, night time we can observe. Particularly on this particular situation, here the summer to winter, that means this month in June. So here we are getting 23rd September. And here from December to June, so this is on 21st March, we are having equinoxes. Equinoxes means daytime and night time are same. So these particular situations are there, they are called as equinoxes. So two times we are getting equinoxes, that is on 21st March and 23rd September. We have to make clear by drawing a bigger diagram over here. So let us start. Now, first situation, consider sun is at this position and this is the earth. Now, this is clear. We can use the same technique here. What I am drawing, bigger diagram. This is day-night line. I am purposefully not making dark side of this. So, you can imagine now sun is at this position. Here I am making sun. So sun is at this position, that means this is dark side, this is lighted side. Now we are having the angle of rotation here, that is making, first we can draw here equator. Angle only we can draw first. So this is the angle of rotation here. We are getting 23.5. This is 90 latitude. Now we are marking here same way equator. Equator should be perpendicular to the angle of rotation. Equator is having latitude 0, the largest circle or largest latitude over that is equator. Now keep in mind that sun rays are always perpendicular on equator. This is the region where we are getting continuous perpendicular sun rays over here, especially once in a day. Continuous perpendicular means not always. that is once in a day, sunrise are perpendicular. That means suppose you are standing on equator, at least once in a day you can observe sun at the top of your head. Whereas from North Pole or South Pole, whenever you are observing sun, you are not able to observe it on your head. It is on making some angle always. Now here, sunrise are perpendicular continuously. That means throughout the year, sunrise are perpendicular here. Now, we have to mark here another latitude that is important, as we are having this 23.5 angle. This latitude over here is important. This is 23.5 north. 23.5 north. That is called as Tropic of Cancer. Nothing to do with that cancer disease. This is called as Tropic of Cancer. This is 23.5 south. This is called as Tropic of Capricorn. Here we are making the part where sunrays are always perpendicular. Sunrays are always present here on south pole part. This is 90 degree south, where this is 66.5. Try to recollect 66.5 plus 23.5. You will get total as 90. Same way here. In dark side, 66.5 north. Now why these lines are important? Let us check out. Say, now this is situation, particularly winter season in North Pole. That means this situation is there on 22nd December. So we are talking of the position of 22nd December now, where you will find daytime in north part is smaller. Say, this is the distance in night time, whereas this is the distance in daytime. You will find that as rotation is there, the daytime part is smaller and smaller over here. Whereas here see, just observe, suppose I am making any line. So this much line is there in day part. Whereas this is the part of the rotation period that is in night. So in north part, we are getting shorter the daytime, whereas longer night time. Now, this is the distribution of insolation over northern hemisphere, particularly on 22nd of December. That means it is very clear that the daytime that is responsible for insolation, daytime is shorter, so heat received is shorter. That means the appearance of winter. This is the particular winter situation here, whereas daytime is shorter. 22nd December is shortest day in north hemisphere, whereas in south hemisphere, just observe, this is day-night line, whereas this is the half part here. So daytime is extended anywhere. And what is the meaning of that? The longest day you can observe on 22nd December in south hemisphere. The south hemisphere is facing here summer season. Number one, obviously daytime is longer, that means insolation is longer, whereas night time is shorter. Second part, this is also important, that here just I am making here one tangent. Just try to find out the case. We are making here tangent, whereas sun rays are directed over here. You are getting that in this part sun rays are making some angle, that is acute angle from one side, obtuse from other, but here from one side it is acute angle. That means it is very clear that as acute angle is there, heat carried by this ray is very less. Whereas in southern part, let us check out here. I am making tangent over here. To tangent means surface we are checking out. Here you will find sun rays are almost perpendicular. The perpendicular, that means as angle increases, don't say beyond 90 angle increases, because from one side it is increases but other side it is decreases. So as maximum angle we can observe, that is 90 degree. So as 90 degree angle is there, the heat carried by sun rays are maximum. try to recollect our first part of the lecture where we had discussed about the perpendicular sun rays are carrying out large heat as area under the perpendicular sun rays is less, so heat is concentrated, whereas in case of angle, acute angle is there, then heat carried is comparatively less, and so we are getting the situation where winter season is here and summer season is here. Two reasons: daytime is short, daytime is long. Second, the sun rays are not perpendicular over here and sun rays are perpendicular over here, so insolation is more. No doubt, certain problems. As we are discussing about reflection of energy, you can find the Antarctica part, that is snow covered, ice covered land, which is having white color, and so whatever the insolation is there, reflected amount is large. Whereas in case of north hemisphere, maximum area is land covered. Just whenever time is there, observe globe, the earth model carefully. You will find that maximum land is concentrated in north hemisphere, whereas maximum water body is there in south hemisphere. Same way, suppose we are cutting out earth like this, that means eastern part and western part, then you will get exact reverse way. That means on western part, suppose we are checking out entire earth, then I can say America is here, and from America to Japan, Asia, this is here. So in half of the sphere, that means I am cutting like this, then half of the sphere is having maximum land, whereas rest of the half is having considerably less land. You can observe this very carefully if you are having earth globe or even Google Earth, that software is there, then you can observe it very nicely that half of the earth, that means vertically, half of the earth is having comparatively less land concentrated, and if you are calling of pole wise, then in northern hemisphere maximum land is concentrated and south hemisphere comparatively, I am not saying no land is there, but comparatively very less land one can observe in south part. Now this is the result of insolation over here. Now we have to talk of particularly this line. So with this line, sun rays are perpendicular. This is what? Tropic of Capricorn. So on Tropic of Capricorn, sun rays are perpendicular. Now my diagram is not perfect here, but if you carefully able to observe, or a better way, I will suggest you take protractor, whatever the instruments in your compass box you can use, and try to draw this type of diagram perfectly. You will find that the Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer, in between that sun rays can be perpendicular at least once in a year. But beyond this line, say anywhere, we can mark here. So this is the tangential plane. Suppose at this particular point I am not able to join, just here you will find sun rays are making some angle, that is acute angle at one side. So like that the insolation is comparatively less. So sun rays are perpendicular between this Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Not always. Now here in this particular situation, sun rays are making acute angle, whereas on Tropic of Capricorn they are perpendicular, and vice versa. Now imagine the second situation. I am just changing out your view of camera, and just observe here that suppose sun is on this side, you will get exact reverse situation. That means this is in day part and this is in night part. The day time is longer over here and shorter over here, and vice versa. This is exact reverse condition, and now you can observe the sun rays are perpendicular on Tropic of Cancer, whereas they are not perpendicular on Tropic of Capricorn. So this particular situation, so I am making this way, this particular situation is there on 21st of June. And this situation whatever there here. This is on 22nd of December. So this way, 22nd of December, we are having longest day in South Hemisphere, whereas shortest daytime on North Hemisphere. And on 21st of June in Northern Hemisphere, longest day, whereas South Hemisphere short day. Whereas North Hemisphere is facing out summer season because number one, daytime is longer, number two, sunrays are perpendicular. Whereas South Hemisphere is facing winter season, number one, daytime is shorter, and number two, sunrays are not perpendicular. So is this clear? This is the origin, that why different seasons are there on Earth. So if you are making out this view clear, then I have to show another view. Now here we are having very clear from first diagram. Try to recollect, we are making sun at center and we are drawing diagram. So that diagram is just to indicate idea that it is the Earth which is in motion and not sun. But whatever our view, that sun is moving and Earth is stationary, and I have to now change over the view. So whenever this type of situation is there, that means 22nd December situation, I may say here that sun is on Tropic of Capricorn. I am not saying that sun is living on Tropic of Capricorn. Just consider the concept. Sun is on Tropic of Capricorn means sun rays are perpendicular on Tropic of Capricorn. Whereas on situation of 21st June, you will find that sun rays are perpendicular on Tropic of Cancer. So I have to say sun is on Tropic of Cancer. Make it clear, sun is not actually, but the meaning is that Tropic of Cancer is facing out sun, or Tropic of Cancer is having perpendicular sun rays here, and therefore we can say the sun is on Tropic of Cancer or sun is on Tropic of Capricorn. So if this concept is clear, it is obviously beneficial for you that now observe from sun's point, no, now observe from Earth's point. So we are making another. Now this diagram will show you the different zones on Earth. Imagine this is sphere. Now I am not making Earth as tilted. I am making this as North Pole, this as geographical South Pole. We are making now Earth instead of tilted straight way. This is 0, that is Tropic of, that is equator. We are making here some curvature. We have to show that Earth is spherical, so I am not drawing here exactly straight line. This is 23.5 north, that is Tropic of, try to recollect name, Tropic of Cancer. Here 23.5 south, that is Tropic of Capricorn. Then this is 66.5 north, that is called as Arctic Circle. south, that is Antarctic Circle, whereas this is South Pole at 90 degree and this is North Pole at 90 degree. Now, particular this region, 23.5 north and 23.5 south, at least once in a year, sun rays are perpendicular. Keep in mind word. At least once in a year, sun rays are perpendicular. Now, sun is moving from Tropic of Capricorn to Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn. So, sun rays are perpendicular on Tropic of Cancer once in a year. Sun rays are perpendicular on Tropic of Capricorn once in a year. But as sun is moving here, say it is from moving from equator to Tropic of Cancer, you will find that while going there, sun rays are perpendicular, and while coming back, sun rays are perpendicular. So that's why in between that, at least twice in year, sun rays are perpendicular. But Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, once in year, sun rays are perpendicular. Equator and just 5 degree north and south area, this zone is having throughout the year perpendicular sun rays. And that's why throughout the year means once in a day, but throughout the year our sun rays are always perpendicular, as we are saying here, that is on equator. That's why equator is very, very important here. This is largest circle, as well as sun rays are always perpendicular here. So this is very clear-cut indication that from Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn, sun rays are perpendicular at least once in year, somewhere twice year, and some in the part always perpendicular. And you are aware that perpendicular sun rays are carrying out more energy, more heat, more insulation. The result is that this region is comparatively hot. And so we are calling this part as tropical region. So first part we are discussing here, that is the tropical part, which is between 23.5 north to 23.5 south, or it is between Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn. From Indian point, keep in mind that Tropic of Cancer is passing out through India. We are not having any part of equator, but Tropic of Cancer is passing through India. So Tropic of Cancer, that is with respect to India, if you are saying it is passing through India, particularly 7 states are there on Tropic of Cancer, or one can say 7 states are having Tropic of Cancer. If you are observing map, particularly if you are having this map which is giving these all lines, then just try to check out. Total 7 states are there from Gujarat. So first is Gujarat, then we are moving towards east side. So Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, then we will get Bihar, rather it is Jharkhand now, then West Bengal, then Tripura and Mizoram. These states are there. They are having Tropic of Cancer. So this type of questions are really important. So whenever we are discussing out, try to keep in mind this way. Now, the south side, the southmost point of India, that is Indira Point and not Kanyakumari. Mainland, the southmost point is Kanyakumari. But this way, we are having total India, we are having southmost point, that is Indira Point, which is not touching out to equator. It is in the range of 6 and 7 degree latitude. So India, present India, is not having any contact directly with equator. But majority part of India is coming under this type of part. This is tropical region. No doubt, the line-wise changes in climate are not exactly. That means one should not be under impression that if you are crossing out this Tropic of Cancer, then suddenly there is temperature change. And that's why we are calling India as tropical country. But keep in mind, not entire India, from Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura and Mizoram and south side of India is having tropical. Whereas north side of this is this portion, particularly between 66.5 to 23.5. This particular portion we are calling as temperate region. The reason is that here much cooling and heating is not observed, because sun rays are present throughout the year, but they are not perpendicular throughout the year. So that is the major difference here, that in tropical part sun rays are present as well as they are perpendicular once in year at least. But in tropical, in temperate region, sun rays are present throughout the year, but not at all perpendicular. So that is the major difference here. So as we are moving towards north side from Tropic of Cancer or south side from Tropic of Capricorn, you will get decrease in temperature. Slowly you will get decrease in temperature, as well as daytime and nighttime variations are also towards greater extent. Here in tropical countries, the daytime and nighttime timing in summer and winter are not that much. Minor here and there changes are there, hardly 1 hour and 1.5 hour changes you can expect here. But as you are moving away from Tropic of Cancer towards north or Tropic of Capricorn towards south, you will find that there is change in daytime and nighttime. And ultimately, if you are crossing out 66.5 north or 66.5 south, you will get another change, that sun rays are not present throughout the year. 6 months sun rays are present and 6 months they are not present. Perpendicular, forget. For nearly 6 months you are not observing light. So that is the problem here. And as light is absent, the temperature is very less. And so we are calling this portion as frigid zone, where you can observe continuously 6 months daytime and continuously 6 months nighttime. Don't ask me question dusk and dawn. Yes, they are always present, longer dusk and longer dawn, they are present over here. But keep in mind, the daytime is prolonged over here. 6 months daytime and 6 months nighttime. And so the climatic conditions are totally different over here. And the reason we have discussed here, that because of the axis is not exactly perpendicular, but it is having angle of 23.5. This type of particular situation one can able to observe here. So this is about the zones. So now we are having clear-cut idea. This zone is tropical. Then here to here, that means 66.5 north, that is called as Arctic Circle. Arctic Circle to Tropic of Cancer, that is called as temperate region. And onwards till 90, we are calling as frigid zone. The same thing here towards south, that till 23.5 south from equator, tropical. 23.5 south, that means Tropic of Capricorn to Tropic of Capricorn to Antarctic Circle. We are calling this as temperate region. And then onwards, we are calling as frigid zone. What is the difference between North Pole and South Pole? So first thing, there is no land on North Pole. Only ice cap is present on North Pole, whereas South Pole is having entire continent, that is Antarctica. Second difference, North Pole is almost having level of sea, as only ice cap is there, that's the part. But South Pole, we can say that it is present on land, and it is situated nearly 3000 meters altitude from sea level. So that's why South Pole is much more cooler than North Pole. The coolest place on Earth's surface, I am using the word Earth's surface, is present on South Pole and not North Pole. Two reasons. Number one, the South Pole is situated on land but inside the continent. It is not on the seashore, it is inside the continent, and so temperature gap is more. Second important reason, that it is not at sea level, it is at height of 3000 meter high. So temperature is less, and it is present on Antarctica. So whatever insolation is there, as continent is white, maximum insolation is reflected back, and so heating effect is still decreased. As a result, this part is very cold. So this is about different zones, but keep in mind that always this type of zones, we should not say that rigidly that there is no hot climate observed here. So for example, highest temperature in Indian subcontinent is observed in Jacobabad. It is in Punjab of Pakistan, which is surely situated towards north of Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer, and not on Tropic of Cancer or at Kanyakumari level or Indira Point level. So this is the thing you should keep in mind, that these zones are just giving general idea. Even ice fall is observed on equator. That is, the Kilimanjaro is the place which is situated 5,000 meters above sea level. So there you can observe ice fall on equator.